So before presenting the information you require to complete this contest, I just want to preface with a few words. This contest was purposely designed to use distances and bearings from known locations. I designed it that way so that if you have an accurate flat Earth map that matches reality, then you can answer the questions correctly. All you need is an accurate map that works. Currently, these situations are handled every day in the real world using globe maps and globe-based flight planning. There are tens of thousands of lives saved every year by rescue crews all around the world who rely on the globe and globe-based flight planning, and it never fails. If Flat Earth wants to be taken seriously, they must provide society with a working alternative system. And that is one of the reasons I proposed this contest, in order to show Flat Earthers what they need to provide society if they want to be taken seriously. You cannot continue just talking about water always finding its level or talking about the moon landings. You need to provide society with viable alternatives to the current system. So let's get on with the contest. The Search and Rescue Challenge Mission Briefing. We have 2 girls missing at sea. They departed Hobart, Australia 8 days ago, sailing for Perth in a small yacht, the Gleason's Baby. This is a photograph of Gleason's Baby leaving Hobart. Last radio contact was 12 hours ago on the maritime distress frequency. The only message received was Mayday Mayday, Gleason's Baby is taking on water and sinking fast. Crew are abandoning ship. No location information was provided. The 2 missing persons are young ladies, Annika and Katerina, both young and in good health. The life raft contains supplies of water and food for 72 hours. They have flares and signalling mirrors. For the search, weather is good, the sea is calm, no current drift is expected, and nil wind for flight planning purposes. As stated, there was no location information provided in the distress call. However, we do have a potential sighting provided by the crew of a private aircraft that was operating between Africa and Australia. They were operating a Gulfstream G650, and the crew reported approximately 2 hours before landing in Adelaide the sighting of several flares. This is how we can calculate the most probable position. Private aircraft November 247 Papa X-ray, a Gulfstream G650 en route from Cape Town, Africa to Adelaide, Australia. And the ICAO airport codes are Foxtrot Alpha Charlie Tango for Cape Town and Yankee Papa Alpha Delta for Adelaide, Australia. The aircraft departed Cape Town and was then cleared direct to Adelaide immediately after departure. So it was flying the most direct route from Cape Town to Adelaide. Because of the high altitude that corporate jets are able to operate, they can be cleared directly like this. They are not limited to flying airways as per airlines who are operating at much lower levels. The information provided by the crew of the aircraft: when 863 nautical miles to run Adelaide, they observed 3 distress flares directly abeam and to the right of the aircraft. The aircraft captain estimates the distance to these flares was about 60 to 65 nautical miles to the right side of the aircraft. The crew had insufficient fuel to conduct a search, and therefore they continued direct to Adelaide. So the information we have is when the aircraft was 863 nautical miles to run Adelaide on the direct Cape Town to Adelaide course, the distress flares were observed 60 to 65 nautical miles to the right of the aircraft. The Rescue Coordination Centre has just received photographs from the families in Sweden of our two missing girls. So let's take a look at Annika and Katarina. Annika Johansson, 22 years old. She has 5 years experience sailing. Her cousin, Katarina Anderson, is 23 years old with 3 years experience sailing. This is a photograph of them together just prior to leaving Hobart last week. It is your mission, ladies and gentlemen, to locate these two girls, drop additional supplies that will allow them to survive until the arrival of the rescue ship. So let's now revise the contest entry requirements. Number 1, show the map you have used, plot the most probable position and the search entry point on this map. 2, state the coordinate system you are using. 3, state your departure airport. 4, provide the distance to the search entry point in nautical miles. The search entry point will be 30 nautical miles south and 30 nautical miles east or west of the MPP, depending upon your departure airport. 5, provide course to search entry point from the departure airport. Now, flying a great circle route on a globe will result in the course changing as you proceed. I don't need all the details, I just want the initial track. So the initial track from the departure airport is all that is required here. 6, the coordinates of the MPP and the search entry point. 7, the time interval from takeoff to the search entry point. 8, the bingo fuel value in pounds to land with 45 minutes reserves intact at the flight level 400 burn rate, which is 2,000 pounds per hour. 9, provide the time available at the search zone. And 10, the course and distance back to the landing airport. And once again, I just need the initial course. You do not have to provide the entire route flight plan, just the distance and the initial course. The bingo fuel for the return can be calculated on the distance from the MPP to the landing airport. So let's finish with another look at the aircraft specifications. This is the Bombardier Challenger 604 as operated by AMSA. The specifications are simplified data for contest purposes only. They are not for operational use. Minimum runway length, 2,000 meters, takeoff and landing. Maximum fuel capacity, 20,000 pounds. Taxi allowance, 300 pounds for takeoff only, not required after landing. Fixed reserve, 45 minutes at the cruise burn rate. You should plan to land with this amount of fuel intact. Cruise altitude, 40,000 feet. Cruise speed, 400 knots true airspeed. Because we have no wind, that is also your ground speed. Search altitude, 500 feet AGL. Search speed, 200 knots true airspeed. Climb speed, 300 knots true airspeed. Rate of climb from 0 to 30,000 feet is 2,000 feet per minute. The rate of climb from 30,000 feet to 40,000 feet is 1,500 feet per minute. The rate of descent, 2,000 feet per minute at 300 knots true airspeed. The fuel flows during the climb, 3,000 pounds per hour. Cruise at 40,000 feet, 2,000 pounds per hour. Descent and for the search, 1,500 pounds per hour.
Gentlemen, good luck, gentlemen.